Hey, here we are in the Ocala forest, and we're at the U.S. Navy bombing range. They were bombing a little while ago. They're not now. I wish they would come and, give us a show. But here we are with my CJ6. We're having fun. That Redneck Willys Jeep show is mobile. I asked you the other day, did you have to pee in your cup again?
JT, we're sitting out in an amazing place, right?
Beautiful place.
Absolutely near and dear to your heart for sure.
Yes.
Right? I think you fell in love with this particular location. Let's call it Central Florida, North Central Florida.
Yes.
You fell in this location years ago, and you brought myself out here, my boys out here. We've enjoyed ourselves, had a great time. Casey's back there fishing right now. Not so sure he's in frame right now, but we're sure he's going to catch a fish. And if he's not, he's going to enjoy himself. But we're out in God's nature. The Lord above made what we're enjoying right now.
That's right.
And we want to appreciate that in everything that we do. And so, Jeff, tell everybody out there where we're at right now, man.
Well, we're in the middle of the Ocala forest. It's like 400,000 acres of beauty. If you ever get the chance, please come to Florida and check it out. We are basically in the middle of it.
I'll do a little map thing, kind of overlay it over top of this, show everybody where we're at.
Look up where 19 and 40 cross. We're really close to that. And the lakes here, most of them, are crystal clear. The one behind us, it's amazing. And there's big bass here, but when you got clear water, the bass see you. It's hard to catch them, but we have a great time trying.
The elusive bass. One thing about Florida, because we like talking about Florida, although we're from Kentucky, and both of us will admit, without any shame whatsoever, that Kentucky is truly God's country. There's no other place that's beautiful and amazing that I've been to in the world, and I've had the benefit of, because I was in the military, getting to see a lot of places, and there are some amazing places out there in this world, but nothing is like Kentucky. But we're not in Kentucky now, so we're going to talk about Florida. And in Florida, there's no shortage of water around here, is there? There's so many lakes to enjoy, so much outdoor stuff. You guys probably didn't see it, but when we had just recently, and maybe we'll kind of shoot back to that in a second, there's a Navy bombing location that's actually close to here. We were actually just watching a lot of the Navy jets fly over top. That was really cool. Brought back some old memories for me because I was in an F-14 squadron. I wasn't a pilot, so don't try to think I'm bigger than I am. I wasn't. But a great experience overall. And when you start to pull these things together and you think about that all the things that you can experience and appreciate in Florida, there's so much to experience here. Yeah, there are some bugs here, there's no doubt about that. But once you get past that and learn how to deal with that, nature's pretty spectacular here.
Please respect your veterans.
Yeah, we think most people, at least let me say this is my opinion, and I'm confident that Jeff shares this opinion, but we think that most people in America value our military men and women. We feel like and that there's just a whole bunch of nonsense going on right now, and people are being manipulated in ways they shouldn't be. But ultimately, I can't imagine how somebody could say something negative about somebody who's voluntarily going out to dangerous situations, putting their life at risk. And I can tell you this from the military. We can talk about the importance of not having racism in our country, which is an important discussion. But that just doesn't exist in the military. That's not been my experience. It's a brother or a sister at the end of the day. You don't really care where they're from because you're getting people from diverse backgrounds all over America. And at the end of the day, that person beside you is that person that you're going to rely upon to get whatever it is done that you've got to get done. Whatever you've been told to do, you cannot survive in the military and have a reasonably successful career without being bonded to every other man and woman around you and seeing them as that and simply only looking at them through that lens. And I think America could learn a lot about our military veterans and our military active duty military folks, as well as our reserve and all the other components that make up that. I just think these conversations, we kind of need to bring people, I feel like in this country, got to bring people back to full circle and start appreciating what is amazing about this country. We have a lot of flaws in this country. I don't think there's any country that's ever existed on the planet that hasn't been wrought with all kinds of problems or issues throughout it. But who are we today? And that's what we've got to ask ourselves. Who are we today? My 7 years in the Navy turned my life around and gave me a future and a way to look forward and focus. And you learn a lot of leadership skills in the military, and that stuff is so valuable that you don't appreciate it many times necessarily the way you should when you're going through it. But then when you get out and you get away from it, all of those philosophies that they teach you, and you start applying to the real world, and they just apply because it's just basic common sense.
Because like right now, we're sitting here drinking beer in the Ocala forest because people took care of us. World War II, World War I, we are here because of that and having a good time.
Yeah, we're never going to live in a perfect country. It's never going to be that because we're all flawed as people. But I believe most people's hearts are in the right place, even though they may be misguided at times. I have to believe, and I want to believe, that most people are good people who truly want the right thing. But sadly, people need to open their eyes and just study things for the way they are themselves and not just be led astray. Look, if someone is sending a message and you believe in it and you've done your homework and you've done your research and it seems legitimate to you, then then by all means do what you need to do. That's what's great about the country. We don't have to agree. We don't have to agree on everything. Actually, the odds of everybody agreeing on everything is just probably not likely. But I know from my experience, because ask yourselves, all the people that you've known throughout your whole life that have made a difference to you, at the end of the day, you didn't really pay attention to what particular political persuasion those folks were on. It just didn't even come up, and if it was like some big sticking points, some things, not everything. Not you get labeled for having an opinion about one thing, and then all of a sudden now you're labeled that with everything, and that's just not fair. I don't think anybody would want that happening to them. And I think people need to start thinking about these things on both sides. People can continue to complain about each other, but that's not going to change anything. Until people start to focus on finding some common ground where it exists and learning how to thrive upon that, that's the only hope that we have. Because we're always going to have, you and I have differences of opinions on things. That's to be understood. We're not the same people. We're not going to come to every particular subject and see it the same way. But we walk away, we love each other, we care about each other. And at the end of the day, we're not going to let these things influence. We're sitting down here. This is JT. This is our friend Casey, obviously the swamp rat. And we're sitting down here in the Ocala forest, and we're having a good time today. We've been going around, driving around out in the Jeep and just enjoying everything. Casey, did you catch any fish out there today?
Nothing. No. Well, maybe
hang on a second, Casey. Hang on. We're going to get Redneck here. We're going to get Redneck because we don't have too many. So, Casey out there, buddy, did you catch any fish today?
No, not today, Pappy. No. Had fun, though.
You're not giving up, are you?
No, heck no.
No way, not going to do that. Because we got to have something for dinner. JT just cooked us up some lunch, and it was pretty tasty. We had some smoked chicken breast.
Hey, smoked chicken breast or smoked anything. Actually, you could smoke a dog turd.
Debatable.
I wouldn't eat it, but it probably
Did he just say smoke a dog turd?
I did.
Well, yeah. I'd kind of prefer possum or some other roadkill to that.
Uh-huh.
Casey, tell us about your roadkill experiences.
Debatable.
Casey, you need to give me a little more long-winded than that.
Well, which one?
How many times have you had dinner off roadkill?
Well, twice.
Twice, and And what was so succulent about it?
It was tenderized because it was a deer that was hit by the side of the road.
the vehicle tenderized.
That's what I was going to tell you. When we were coming back from the bombing range, guess what I saw?
A dead deer?
No, a dead deer. If it was a dead deer, it'd be in the truck.
I would have picked
For
it up.
goodness sakes, is there one in the truck?
I would have got it.
It's not dead. It was a live baby doe.
Oh, no.
Jumping around, having a good old time, trying to get away from me.
No.
You don't like a live deer?
Live deer is great, but dead is better to eat.
Now here's a shout out to our.
That'd be like veal.
What kind? Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna give another shout out to our buddy Rocky, because Rocky I saw on Facebook the other day. Hey Rocky, how you doing, man? Saw on Facebook Rocky made him some venison chili to put on his hot dogs. You guys see that out there? It looked
I
delicioso.
did see that. That'd be awesome, Rock.
That's the way to go, man.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Right on. So, outside of that, this is a pretty beautiful day we've got going on here. This is like, I don't know. I'm not going to say the exact date because I don't know it. But it's like the first week in April in there somewhere. Within the first 10 days or so.
Man,
April 6th.
It ain't April 1st, so this ain't April Fool's Day.
April 6th,
And
2021.
Yesterday we had a high of about 74 maybe.
Today is like 80, 82.
And I'm not even sure we're there yet. We're going to get there here pretty soon if we're not. Just a gorgeous day.
I'm going to get in the water here soon, so hold on.
Now, we may have the reservoir overflow when he jumps in, ladies and gentlemen, because all the fish tend to evade all of the pool once he jumps in.
warthog.
Are you getting in the water?
Debatable.
Come on.
Casey's like the one-word return on everything.
I'm getting in the
All
water.
right, you know what? If you go in, I'll go in.
Okay, look at that.
Notice how he just got suckered into it? All right, let's get her done. Alligator, take charge.